Yes, sir.
Peace to the family.
You already know. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we here.
Hey, man,
We
let's go.
here.
Your boy Kobe Rise and Rise. We back at it again. We got my brother Showtime. You dig what I'm saying?
Time.
We
Let's get
back
it.
at it again. You dig? Let's get it going, baby. Hey, it's another podcast. We got Thanksgiving tomorrow. You know how we about to get down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Ain't
yeah,
no
yeah.
holding back.
Good old holiday. Good
Uh-huh.
old holiday with the fam. You know what time it is. Yes, sir.
Hey, I don't know. They may not like this show then.
You know, we always got to keep it real, though. Just trying to keep it real.
Always.
That's it.
Yeah, no, that's real facts, man. That's all we try to do is just got to give the good game. The grind doesn't stop. You dig what I'm saying? And we gonna keep it pushing, man. But yeah, man, how your week been, man?
Man, it's been real good. Blessed, man. Just to be here, man. Another year. Been healthy. A little minor aches and bruises here and there. This week has been different, a transitional week, but
Hmm.
I take it as learning experience. I definitely learned a lot today specifically, but I'm loving the learning. I'm loving being able to adjust and learn my body more. So I've had a great week, man. How
Okay.
about yours? How everything been going for you?
Yeah, it's been pretty busy, man. Just doing a lot, what I'm saying, with the new job, but also just pushing more videos, man. I did a lot of good content this weekend, so I was able to do a food review at this spot downtown. They called Oh My Soul. Have you been there?
I believe I have. The name sound familiar, but go ahead. Name sound real familiar. Huh?
Yeah, so they it's a vegan restaurant pretty much, and everything in there is plant based. Well, sourced plant based, of course. They have their own bakery, so like all their desserts, dairy free. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, no meat. They have everything in there. I'm talking about like pumpkin pie, cheesecake, cookies, scones, donuts, cupcakes, like you know what I'm saying. But they have food. It's a restaurant, so you can get food too. Like what I got was a Hawaiian barbecue slider, and so
Mm.
what that was, it was all plant based. It was plant based meat. Had carrots, red cabbage. They make their own sauce. Between the two buns, you dig what I'm saying? It had a little side of sweet potato fries. And man, it was good. It tastes like you were going to like a little barbecue joint. You did, but there was no meat. No meat, no dairy. So I did a food review on it. I think it was really good. I think I'm gonna do a few more food reviews. So people were asking like, "Oh man, what is that? What is that?" It's a good place. So I did that, and I also did cooking. This weekend. So I did plant based. Well, I didn't say plant based, but I would say fried oyster mushrooms.
Mm. Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Oh yeah. I hear you.
man, that thing was so good. I said, man, I got to show the process. So I made them before. They were good. I was showing off whatever, but this time I actually broke it down. So I told them how much the temperature should be. I put the oil in there. I showed the oil that I use. I use the grapeseed oil. I use the flour. I use two different types of flour. I use the wet batter just to get it nice and coated. You dig, and then when you put the wet batter and then have the mushrooms and put them in the dry batter, that's what gets it nice and coated so it sticks to the mushrooms. So when you throw it in that grapeseed oil, you get that nice crunch. You know what I'm saying? So I seasoned up the batter so that way it's marinated into the mushroom. And man, it turned out great, man. So I showed them how to make a darker version. Like, some people like chicken, like a little bit of dark, you know what I'm saying? Like dark on the
Mhm.
outside. So I made one version of that, then I made like the golden brown version.
Oh
So
yeah.
that way people can
I
kind of
hear
see
you.
like the difference. Like, okay, if you turn it up to this high, this is the result you get, or this if you do it this low, this is the golden brown effect that you get. You dig what I'm saying? And just I showed the whole process how I cooked it. So it was a really great video, man. Y'all check that out on YouTube, man. It was super dope.
Definitely.
So I
Definitely.
think it was a
Please.
super successful weekend for sure, man.
Okay. Okay. That sounds good. I'm gonna definitely check them. I'm gonna check both of them out. I want
Yeah,
to see it.
man.
I think I've been to that Oh My Soul too.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. I gotta check both of them out. Sound good to me. I hear you. I hear you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it was good, man. So I've been doing that, doing a lot when it comes to the weights. You know what I'm saying? You already know what I'm trying to do. So, I'm pushing that out. So yeah, that's really all I've been doing, man. Just keeping it consistent. It was a lot during the week. It's gonna be a big week this week, obviously because of Thanksgiving. Going to see the family and stuff. So it'll be a good turnout. So I think that's actually a perfect segue. We're with today being disciplined. You dig? So we actually did a show last week for y'all who hadn't seen it. I recommend go back and seeing it. And we was dropping gems, man. It was like nonstop to the point where we actually had to do a part 2. And I think it was perfect because right now this is the holiday season, right? So this is the season where you see a lot more people going to get the eggnogs, doing the food, the cakes, the pies. It is what it is. We're just here. We're in this time. We're still doing our thing. So as the push goes, we want to make sure that we're pushing the best quality of lifestyle during these times. You dig? So staying disciplined, I think, is going to be one of those most important factors, especially when it comes to this day and age. It's really easy to do a cheat meal when it's cold. It's really easy to not go to the gym when it's cold or whatever, right? So this is our time to kind of stay disciplined, rearrange a few things, and continue to grind, continue to climb that ladder in the most successful way. Because then when that summertime hits, you don't have to grind as hard. You don't have to grind as hard at all. You dig? It's just a plug and play because now it's a lifestyle. And now you can kind of come into it with a better mindset, because I think that's when it comes to change. I mean, Showtime, you probably agree to it, man. When you do it for a consistent amount of effort, it's kind of hard to get off track. Like it's hard for me now not to go to the gym. It's hard for me now not to eat healthy. It's just I don't know. It's just becoming embedded in me. You dig what I'm saying? So, but the results show. You dig, and that's kind of the point when I'm talking about discipline.
Definitely. And I kept mentioning last week that patience and persistence, and you spoke about it. A little patience and just being persistent at that craft, building those disciplines, building that, that understanding, waiting and seeing, waiting for those results, is really key. And we were speaking about how, just everybody's timeline is going to be different. So you can't necessarily look at somebody next to you. They may be doing something different. You still have to keep your disciplines. I speak about it all the time. Trying to be primarily plant-based. Sometimes other people are doing different things, but I understand my goals. So I still remain disciplined even throughout the holidays.
That's real. That's real. Me too, man. And that's, I remember when I first told my fam I was like mostly vegan, like plant-based, right? It was different. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, that was cool. Like, oh, okay, well, what do you eat now? So that was like the next question. So, I was just pretty much letting them know, like, well, I just ate the same stuff. It's just vegetables, right? So try to do no meat, try to do no dairy, But even me, man, like on my cheat meals, I'll do seafood. So I'll dabble with the seafood, on the days where I'm just like, okay, well, I'm not doing plant-based. But like I said, it's been a long, it'll be a long stretch before I do like fish or shrimp or whatever I'm gonna eat. Like it'll be a good week before I do it again. So if I do eat meat, it's gonna be like every other week, something like that. You dig? But mostly, like I said, it's from a plant-based source. That's my go-to. So when I was doing that, they kind of went along with it, man. Like I remember my aunt was talking about, well, here, I made your green beans over here. This is your food, like over here. You dig? So, it was good because now it kind of got, her kind of doing her own thing with different cooking. And then, everybody kind of come together asking me questions. And so that kind of built more rapport. And even then, like when I did that, now I'm kind of doing it just out and about. Coworkers still ask me questions, hey, well, what do you eat when it comes to this? So it breeds the conversation, but it also keeps me accountable to continue to go because I'm also seeing the results to come with it. You dig? But so if I hadn't stayed disciplined, I wouldn't be able to be telling these stories, and I wouldn't be able to just kind of give my perspective on something I went through day to day. Because it's difficult. Just imagine, man, like you sit down, everybody eating ribs, steak, mashed potatoes. They got them big rolls. I got a big plate of vegetables over here, and they look at me like, man, you ain't eating nothing. People talking junk. So of course, I'm not gonna say it's easy. Of course it's not, but my goal is staying disciplined, being patient, and understanding on what I'm doing and being more intentional in what I do, being intentional what goes into my body, because I understand what happens when I don't do this or when I do this. This is the result that I get. So I know I think you actually spoke about it last time. We live in a microwave society. A lot of people, they just want that real quick result. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one thing that holds us back, because then we forget about the substance and we forget about the hard work and the grit that it's going to take to get that. And a lot of times just being consistent is all you need. That's the speed. The speed is consistency and persistence. And I actually looked up the definition, excuse me, of persistence. I think it's perfect when it comes to discipline. It's firm or abstinent continuance in a course of action in spite of difficulty or opposition, which is, I think, that pretty much covers, pretty much what I'm saying, because being disciplined, man, it's days where you ain't gonna want to do nothing. It's days where Thanksgiving tomorrow, you want to load your plate up, you want to overflow, you want to overeat, because more than likely everybody else gonna do it. So it's easy to be peer pressure. It's easy to go along with things. But this is the thing about persistence. That's called a difficult situation. That's literally what the definition says. Despite the difficulty. So even though it's hard, we have a goal. We have a goal to complete. We have a task to get through. And I think with that persistence and discipline, this is what helps. Doing it in these difficult times makes it easy the next time. Because then if the peer pressure is not there, you can do it. So that's how I look at it.
And that's real. That's real. And we spoke about a few other important topics that'll help you stay disciplined. It's kind of understanding your goals, understanding yourself, understanding your body. Everybody's discipline it may look a little different. Like you said, I know in my family, like Kobe said, he may be, I may have that family member that's over there that's trying to be disciplined. That few that want to be disciplined, that have that plate of veggies, that maybe that other one that's just having a little bit less, a little bit smaller portion size, than normal, than they would normally indulge in, just because they want to, strictly adhere, or not even necessarily strictly adhere, just kind of, keep going toward those goals. So everybody's discipline is going to look a little different, understanding that too, not pushing yourself too hard to where it becomes discouraging and you just like, man, forget it. I'm going to do this for this one day, because we all know, keeping it realistic, oftentimes when we overindulge on that one day, it's normally a habit, that's why, or those few days, so just understanding what your discipline is to you. It may not be mine, it may not be Kobe's, it may be it may be just a smaller portion size. I know when I committed to doing some of the changes that I'm doing now, I started with just little small things. It was one little change I wanted to make, and then gradually, with that consistency that we're speaking about, that persistence that we're speaking about, just that structure and just wanting to keep going, I developed it into a discipline.
Yeah, no, you definitely hit it, man. And that's one thing that I don't want people to overlook. Like, you don't just get somewhere just cold turkey. Most of the time you just don't. You got to start small and then work your way up. You dig? And like you said, it's everybody else's discipline is different. One person can really go cold turkey and just keep it consistent and be fine. Some people can't do that. Some people may need to say, well, let me just start with drinking water and not drinking soda. Even though they're doing whatever, it's a start. You dig? And then working your way up. And like you said, setting those goals, because once you start small and you can do it, it gives you the confidence to say, well, what else can I do? Now the thought is there to say, okay, well, if I can drink water, then let's go with something else. Let's try to stop eating sugar. Shoot, you can do smaller. Just stop eating candy. Okay, well, let me chill from candy. You know what I'm saying? Let me just chill from that. You dig? And then you do that for like 3 weeks or something like that. It's like, man, you know what? Okay, well, shoot, let me start with something else. Let me stop eating or drinking whatever. Like, just let's stop doing bread. Okay, so No, now you stop doing bread. You dig? And so you just kind of look at your life and see what you are doing now, and then just kind of look and see, well, what is something that you can live without? Okay, well, maybe I can take away this. Maybe, okay, I normally watch 30 minutes of a TV show.
Yeah.
Maybe during that time, maybe I could go run. Maybe I can get a treadmill. Maybe I can go watch it and run on the treadmill so that where I can do something, you know. So looking at your life, I think is super important when it comes to making these changes and starting small, like you said. And I think that's key when it comes to the development and strengthening these muscles when it comes to change, when it comes to discipline. You dig what I'm saying? And I think that's where it starts. And then keeping that consistent, that small little thing that you're doing, personalize it, get the insight, and know that you can do it. That builds that confidence. And I think that's where a lot of it comes is domino affecting that confidence. Start a little small. That one little domino knocks over, let's do another one. Boom, another, boom, another. So that way you can kind of learn yourself. And then of course you got to tap in with Kobe and Showtime. You dig to get that extra coaching because we're gonna make sure you get to that thing no matter what at an accelerated level. You dig what I'm saying? You dig. You got to get the help, man. Everybody needs help. You dig. I needed it. Everybody does, man. We all can't do it alone. We have to have some type of like goal set or item. We have to have some type of like, okay, if this is the goal, that's my finish line. Let me get to that. Boom. And then when you get to that finish line, there's more than likely going to be other finish lines that you want to get to, and of course I'm speaking into the future, but you start by doing something to finish that goal and celebrate your win, give yourself a reward, and then you keep going to the next level and always challenge yourself.
Yeah, yeah. That's real. That's real. You hit everything on the head. You hit it perfect. I know you ended off with I just wanted to break down that endorphin process by those small wins, that chemical process, that psychological process that goes on in your head, just like exercising.
Yeah,
Those endorphins are released. So just try to keep it consistent. Try to definitely, if you're having trouble with your discipline, try to at least start it. Give yourself about 7 days just to try some of the small disciplines
mm-hmm.
that Kobe mentioned. Just some of those small things, those small takeaways, maybe something that you can do a few days without. So try there. I challenge you about 7 days. Just try to stay really disciplined. Keep it. What do we say? Those two P's that I keep mentioning: that persistence and just be a little patient. Be patient. Give it time to develop. Whatever your goals are, whatever it is. Just give it some time to develop. Patience and persistence. Keep going at it.
That's real, man. That's real. I like what you said, man. That's easy for people to remember. The two P's, that
Yeah,
persistence and that patience.
yeah,
You dig what I'm saying? I think that's super important. That way it gives people kind of like that acronym, and I'll give my take on what he said, man. On top of being persistent and just being patient, just understand where you're strong at and understand where you're weak at. I think most of us, we're strong in other areas and some of us are weak in other areas. And I think once if you can manage your weaknesses, I think that's going to help you push your strengths so you can utilize your strengths to get to your goals. This way you can become conditioned in your development. You dig? And now you can perform better when you manage your weaknesses, right? So if man, I eat a lot of bread. I know I gain 3 pounds when I eat bread. You manage that. So now you can manage your your weight because you're looking at what your weaknesses are. So you find these endless cycles when it comes to fixing these weaknesses. So now you can start to improve, and get better with that. And just like Showtime said, that's when you put the two P's into it. Stay persistent with that and be patient. I know we live in a microwave society, but don't get so caught up in what everybody else is doing.
yeah,
Everybody else, what they're doing is going to distract us from what we need to do because they're on their own path. So they may distract you because maybe their path is a little bit different from yours. And I always kind of tell people when it comes to some people try to look at certain workouts or whatever and think, oh, they need to do that to look like them. And that's not the case. They're doing that for them. I'm not gonna say that's what you don't need to do. Maybe you can take a little bit of what they're doing and see what works for you. And I think that's okay, but that's a part of the whole trying to improve. This is engagement. So now you're trying to engage what's working for you, because maybe some people don't know what works for them. They don't. So I understand that, and I think the best way to come at that is really to get to someone who knows this road. Get with Showtime. He knows this road. He's been through it multiple times. Get with Kobe. You did. Get with Rise and Rise Academy. We've been through a lot of this stuff already, man. And it's so many people that we work out with together that has grown so much. You dig? I just had a conversation, man, with one of my clients, you dig, and his life has changed so much to where his own family looked at him and said, man, what did you do? Yeah. He said, man, I tapped in with this brother, man. You dig? And that's, and just open up his life to see it was something so small as food and workouts that changed his life completely. And how happy he is, how more fulfilled he is in life, and just to see the smile on his face. You can tell someone will have that bright, that glow to them, right? That good aura, you dig? And it's from living a better lifestyle. And all it was just from insight of the things that he didn't know. Just had a conversation with a man, and he was just congratulating me. And I said, listen, man, I gave you the tools, you did the work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He didn't guess it, and he knew it too, because he when he goes and works out now, he sees other people guessing, and they don't know what they're doing. So he looked at it like, man, I didn't want to play those games. I knew I wanted to get to a certain goal, so I couldn't play around. I said, let me tap in with some brothers. You dig what I'm saying? Let me tap in with some people who knew what was going on. He tapped in with me. You know what I'm saying? I gave him some insight, got him right, and man, he's doing what he needs to do. And he's eating right, he's staying consistent, and he didn't take too much things, he didn't take a lot away, but what he did was he made substitutions. And it was something simple as that. And the gentleman is older. So I know if someone older can do it, I know most of the world can do that. It just takes that, it really takes you knowing what to do, tapping in with people, getting around people who are going to have your back, have that growth mindset that's already there that you want to be at. And stay, like Showtime said, be patient and stay persistent on that path. Once you know it works, once you know, okay, this is where I need to go. And stay patient and stay highly favored. You did. So I'll end that on that. I know, so you probably got something, to back that on.
Yeah, definitely. I'll close out with this. Just knowing yourself and your goals, man. Knowing what your goals are. We've been talking about it. We spoke about it before. I'll sum it up with that. I had a quick story. A friend of mine, we're going to start connecting on some workouts. We just so happen to see that we work out in a like-minded facility. So I seen him in passing, and he asked me for a few tips. I gave him the tips, and we talked today. He was like, man, I noticed you when you were working out, man, it was like you were real focused, man. He said, me without a partner, I get distracted. He was like, yo, I get on my phone, I do this, I do that. And for me, I'm thinking the only difference between me and you is I know my goals, like I know myself. I know I'm willing to be patient and persistent. Plug. I'm willing to be patient and persistent to get there, So I don't mind doing the reps. I don't mind being in the mirror until the biceps grow. I don't mind looking at myself in the treadmill until the weight drops, or whatever your goals are. I don't mind, cutting back a few plates to look like I want to look, and that's the only difference, So I say again, if I can't stress enough, you have to really know your goals. We got a lot of distractions, man. I get distracted too. Today, man, I'm looking for something on my phone, and I find myself on YouTube. I'm looking at what Kanye West talking about, So there are distractions, but still, when it comes to the health goals, man, we have to get a little bit more serious. I see people take it. Man, I'm serious in there. When you see me, if you see me, I don't care where you see me, man. I know my goals, so I'm serious about it. There's times I play and I have a lot of fun in life. I enjoy life. But I'm also extremely serious. And my man Eric Thomas got something that I love that he speaks about, that intentional and deliberate as well, being serious and just knowing your goals. ain't really going at it, man. That patience and persistence, you're gonna hit those goals. If you have well defined goals that you know you can accomplish and you put it right here in your heart, again, I end with that. That patience and persistence, you'll get there. I believe in you. I definitely believe it. I'm a witness. I'm a witness, man. I'm just patient and I'm super persistent. I don't stop. I go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm right there with you, dig. So, hey, we talk about that all the time. Like, hey, man, look, I ain't gonna let nobody outdo me. You dig? And
I
that
like
thing up
that.
there, you feel me? Like, hey, I'm gonna work towards that, and I'm gonna get that. You dig what I'm saying? Matter of fact, man, hey, I was doing some work, man, doing some leg press, dog, and I've always had pretty decently strong legs, but when I'm seeing the growth even in myself, I still get excited like I haven't done it before. You dig? And it's just the persistence to say, man, I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop, man. Like this thing is a lifestyle, it's fun, and I just make it fun. You dig? And that's perfect. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Jabari, man. He said, always keep chipping away at that tree.
Yeah.
Eventually, over time, it will come down. Them
I
two
like
pieces.
that.
You dig, man? Shout out
I
to
like
my
that.
man Jabari, man. That's real talk. We gotta get you on the show, man. You gotta come on for real, for real. You got a good story too, man. That's a good brother. For real. But yeah, man. Hey, you get some good gems, man. This was perfect for Thanksgiving, fam. So, I appreciate you, dog. I appreciate you for real.
Yeah. Enjoy yourself. Ultimately, always enjoy yourself. Just be mindful of those goals. Like we always say, I'm big on it. Nothing personal, but it's personal. I got some goals.
There you
You
go,
know,
right.
I've
Yeah.
identified my why. I know why I'm living. I just want to hit those goals. Every day God gives me is a blessing to me. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. I'm gonna keep striving.
Yo, that was a perfect that's perfect, man. It's Find Your Why. And it's funny you say that because it's actually a book. It's actually a
Mm,
book out there called Find Your Why. It's a practical guide. It's a guide to discover what your purpose is, right?
mm.
And I'm gonna tell you, most of the time, you're gonna hear those words being persistent and being patient in your drive and what you're trying to achieve. Because I mean, look, this is bigger than workout. This is
Yeah.
bigger. This is your life. You know what I'm saying? We already know what it is. I don't think you can be a certain level of successful unless your health is in check. I'm be honest. I'm gonna give a perfect example. Mark Zuckerberg, right? Owner of Facebook. Oh, the Meta, my fault. Owner of the Meta. This man does UFC to work out. Like, come on, dog. I mean, that's why I say, like, you really can't get to these certain levels, man. You got to be somewhat working towards something. Like, you have to be in shape, eating the right stuff, because you got to feel good to be at your tip top best. I had a conversation today, man. My homeboy, we're talking about working out and how it has elevated our work life. Like managing our time was better because we were able to find time for the gym. We were able to feel good. We were able to look good. So we became better performers. You dig? And I moved up, tell them the same story. Like, yo, when I did that, I became honestly a little bit more able to work hard at work because I was kind of confident in myself. I was well reassured. And I don't think it was everything from the workout. I think it was just a little bit of just, me in general. But I think that added to it because, I was able to come to work, looking good and feeling good. Like I'm looking in the mirror like, man, I'm ready. You dig what I'm saying? Like I felt good. So I was in shape, you know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't tired. Everybody run up the steps, they all tired. I'm running up steps like shoot. I'm ready for some water. Let's go. I'm ready for this meeting. Yo, they ain't got no stress. And then you see other people coming to work, they like, man, I had a long day. Like, but you hear the same stories, man. And they don't even want to stay at work sometimes. They don't want to, they don't want to give their best. They just and no, not to whatever you want to do. But I saw more success when I started to feel good about it. And when I started to kind of be more in shape, I was able to work a lot smarter and able to make better decisions and move up in rank. And he said the same thing. He was like, man, if people can do that, they probably be way more successful and will probably make more money along the way when you do these things and manage your time. You did, and it was just, it was eye opening, So yeah, this is it's bigger than just the workouts. this feeds into your personal life. Now you have the energy for your kids. You know what I'm saying? You're now teaching because you're learning. You're learning about yourself. Now you can kind of give that back to the whatever, to the community, to your community. Doesn't matter, you know? So you're now elevating the culture. You're now elevating everybody around you. And that's the influence. So now you become more of a just by finding the best version of yourself and doing that. So I don't know. That's my take. I don't want to read it again, you dig, but yeah, that you definitely reminded me of that for sure.
That's real. That's real. I like that as a future topic too, man. You spoke about managing your time.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother one of itself.
I have to do that next week.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Definitely managing your time when it comes to, that's one that can be applied to gym workouts and life. As there's times where, just kind of restructuring things and the way I'm gonna do things in the gym. It helps me. We'll save it for next week. I won't go into it. But yeah, that was good. I like it. I love it, man. The 2 P's. Patience, a little persistence, keep going. Like my man Jabari say, keep chipping away at the tree. I'll leave you with that.
That's real.
Eventually, it'll come down for sure. That's real.
That's daggone right, man. That's real. Hey, we're gonna do that, man. We got the 2 P's you did. We're gonna put them 2 signs up. Hey, it's Thanksgiving, man. Hey, man, y'all have a happy Thanksgiving, man. Showtime, blessings to you, man. Have a happy Thanksgiving, man. You and your family, man. Just enjoy yourself, smile, have a good time tomorrow. Eat healthy, stay blessed, everything, man. And shout out to everybody who's watching. And I hope y'all got some good gems from us, man, for real. You dig? So, hey, when we face with a challenge, what we do.
We rise and rise, baby. Peace.
And also, not only do we rise and rise, but we stay patient and we stay persistent, baby.
Yeah. Keep it up. Keep it going. Keep it going. Thank you. Peace. Peace.
Peace. Yeah. I like that one, dog.